The things that we need in a good calf housing facilities are a clean, dry, draft-free, well-ventilated house, and this house should have easy access to milk replacer, concentrate feeding, straw and water. Well, before any calving season begins, or before you buy in your purchased calves, all sheds should be well cleaned out. They should be power washed, disinfected and left with adequate time to dry. In order to ensure that the calf has a good dry bed, it is very easy to do a simple test. You go into the calf shed and you kneel down in the bed with the calves. When you stand up, if the two knees of your trousers are damp or wet, the calf pen is too wet and additional straw needs to be applied or better seepage situation needs to be found. Every calf pen should have a good slope on it with a 1 in 20 fall from the back to the front to ensure that all seepage is collected at a channel along the front of the pen. There should be no seepage transferring from one pen to the other, as this can transfer disease. Most calf houses are served by natural ventilation where they have a stack effect where the air comes in and sucked up through the outlet. If you haven't got that, you may use mechanical ventilation where air is mechanically brought in through a ventilation system. In order to provide a draft-free environment for the calves, it is important that there's no low-lying drafts. All air inlets should be well above the calf height. And also it's important that no outlet allows air to come back in and be blowing down on top of the calves. The inlet and outlet are very important in the calf shed in that they remove a lot of gases, potentially viruses that may be within the shed. So the outlet needs to be a minimum of 1.5 meters above the inlet. This should also be covered that there's no rainfall comes back in through the outlet. The inlet then should be a minimum of 2 to 4 times the outlet, and this should be above the calf height. The inlet is very well served by Yorkshire boarding, which is 2 rows of space boards. This provides a 25% inlet. Calves can be housed individually or in group pens. Individual pens are generally 1.5 meters by 1 meter and can be very useful for preventing transfer of diseases. In reality, most farmers would use group pens for a labour efficiency and also for space allowance issues. For example, a group of 10 calves ideally require a 15 by 15 foot pen, and the idea is not to have the pen too deep in that they can be easily observed. Appropriate calf housing is essential in dairy and dairy beef enterprises to ensure that you have good calf health, you have minimal disease and maximum performance.